Hey, we're about to start the show, and you know the drill. If you've been here before and you have something important to share, please add a capital letter Q to your comment. And if you are watching live for the first time, please let us know by writing the word new, and we'll give you a nice little welcome. Enjoy the broadcast. Good morning, and guess what? I made another shawl. Well, that's last week's shawl. I'm already doing this week's. Anyhow, I'll show you my latest shawl in a little while. Good morning, everyone. I'm slightly not myself this morning because 3 or 5 minutes before we were going to start the broadcast, Luisa from Guadalajara hijacked me by sending me the funniest prank video I've seen in a long time. And I started laughing and tears came to my eyes. And I'm like, I have to share this with everyone. But unfortunately, I did not have to. Pinche Luisa, te pasas. I did not have time to put the video together, but I will share the link in the show notes. This was just a nasty prank that San, I think it's a San, played on his mother with a candle. But you'll have to wait for the show notes. It was so funny. So bad, but so good. Anyhow, this is Coffee and Headlines as usual. We are gathered here to take a look at the latest news that we can find. Positive, fun, interesting cultural news from our city, state, and country. We take a look at your comments and your suggestions. We also pick up whatever interesting tidbits we find along the way. And I occasionally showcase my obsession, but we'll get to that in a second. Today we have a little bit of news. I have announcements to make. I know who's going to be the guest this afternoon for the spotlight, and it'll be fun and interesting, and there will be giveaways, so we'll talk about that. And we're going to do a shameless plug for Vallarta 101's silent disco walk. After you see the video they posted, you will want to join me. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Luisa wants more political promises. Well, sometimes they're funny, Luisa, but sometimes they're actually interesting. And today we start one that caught my attention. Pum, 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 pum. That's not helping. Hold on. There you go. Now, here's one. This one comes from presidential candidate Claudia Sheinbaum, who's running for president of Mexico for the Morena party. And I did not set out to collect promises from presidential candidates, but I like this one. Sheinbaum has announced that if she wins the presidency of Mexico, she will reactivate the passenger train route from Guadalajara to Mexico City and from Guadalajara to Manzanillo in the state of Colima. So maybe it is my selfish obsession with train travel, but I think that is absolutely awesome. Actually, I would probably vote for Scheinbaum for president anyway because she's a cool lady. But I thought you'd want to know about that. We'll continue to keep track of all these promises, as I mentioned yesterday. Now, here is. Sorry about that. I have to clear my throat. I've been laughing since Luisa shared a funny video with me. Anyhow, here's another interesting look at the new Guadalajara highway. This is something I was not aware of. Of course, a lot of media outlets decided it was completed. It's finished. It's done. On this past March 27, when it was inaugurated, of course, those of us that live here in Puerto Vallarta know that there are still some 30-something kilometers to go to connect it from Bucerias to Puerto Vallarta proper. And that's supposed to happen sometime this year, but I don't mean to digress. So what I wanted to share is that even though construction for the new highway was started in 2011 during President Felipe Calderón's administration, you dig a little deeper and then you learn some interesting facts. For example, according to historical documents, the conversations about a new highway actually started in 2009, when the former president was already talking about the importance of not only constructing a fast highway from Guadalajara to Puerto Vallarta, but also to build the much talked about mountain libramiento or overpass around our city, one that has not materialized just yet. Anyhow, that was in 2009. And then in 2010, when the new Ameca River Bridge was inaugurated after the previous one collapsed, we were visited by Juan Francisco Molinar, who at the time was the Minister for Communications and Transportation for Mexico, and he revealed plans for the new highway at the time. So that was back in 2010. So with a little math, we can discover or conclude that it has actually taken over 15 years from conception to delivery for the new highway to appear. And I thought you would find that interesting. Of course, there are many projects that can be completed in a shorter period of time, but this is what our new highway has gone through to come to us. On a separate note, I should comment that what was it? It was Vallarta Plus. Vallarta Plus, the bus terminal that we don't recommend because we like the luxury bus. What can I say? But if you're on a budget, you can take Vallarta Plus. You won't be as comfortable. Anyhow, Vallarta Plus is announcing that from Puerto Vallarta to the Zapopan terminal, it takes 3 hours now. But of course, once you get to the Zapopan terminal, you still have to deal with getting from the terminal into the city, but that's a different story. I am sure that the ETN bus, which we love, takes the same amount of time. So it is what it is. And now, what button shall we push? Hold on just a second. Let's take a look at this. The Requiem Mass, or Mass for the Departed, is one of the most frequently performed masses of the medieval period. But did you know that the original text of the Mass and Gregorian music have inspired over 2,000 compositions since the 15th century? In my next music appreciation presentation, titled A Requiem Retrospective, we will explore composers' fascination with the text of this Mass, and also how the original Gregorian setting has served as inspiration for composers from Mozart to Verdi and many more to write their own versions. Moreover, we will explore how the original music has found its way to some of our favorite blockbuster films. Please join us for a Requiem Retrospective on Thursday, April 4 at 5 p.m. at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work. Tickets are 300 pesos per person and seats are limited, so consider purchasing your ticket at the hotel front desk ahead of time. Hope to see you there, and thanks in advance for sharing this with your friends. And here is our weather forecast, of course. Snarky weatherman says, Jesus parkouring Christ. It's partly cloudy. Okay, well, I don't know about that. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It is 22 degrees, though. Humidity is at 61. Not as bad as yesterday, but still, that's what we're going to get moving on. And today's weather forecast is going to be mostly cloudy skies throughout the day with a high of 26 and a low of 16. Then tomorrow, Thursday, mostly cloudy skies throughout the day with a high of 25 and a low of 15. And then on Friday, mostly clear skies in the morning with mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon with a high of 26 and a low of 16. And moving right along, where am I? Here I am. I have show and tell. Well, let us start with what I have to show and tell, which would be my latest shawl. Da, 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 da. This was easy to crochet, but easy to make mistakes in because of the two repeating rows, which are repetitive. But I like the fact that it's got big holes in it, which is perfect for spring. And that was last week's. I started it on Monday when I came back from Guadalajara, and I finished it over the weekend. Yay. And then, of course, I started a new one on Monday of this week. What do I do with these things? I just gift them to my friends. But it's just fun to to make all these shawls and to be crocheting. At least it's fun for me. Anyhow, not to make it about me, because we don't enjoy doing that here at Coffee and Headlines, I wanted to show you this fascinating monstrosity that I found on social media this morning that made me so much, it made me crave a ceviche. And here's what I want to show you. This monstrosity, I don't even know if that is a shrimp cocktail or if I have no idea what it is, but it's got a lot of avocado and cucumbers and shrimp and other sea creatures. It looks like a ginormous shrimp cocktail. And before you get all excited about this, no, you cannot find this in Puerto Vallarta. This came from a seafood restaurant in Baja California Sur. And I had to share it. Well, I didn't have to, but I thought you would be amused. We're constantly looking at cheladas and micheladas and how they get so much taller, just like the buildings in Puerto Vallarta. But it made me crave a ceviche. Of course, in Puerto Vallarta, there is no better place in my book to enjoy a good ceviche than La Mara. And La Mara is both in Versalles and also in Colonia Emiliano Zapata. So maybe before the week is over, we will try to find our way to a nice ceviche in La Mara. And this makes me think that it's warmer. And now that it's warmer, it's time to rekindle our relationship with cold food like salads and gazpacho and shrimp cocktails and things like that. So I'm wondering where you are planning to get your kicks when it comes to summer food here in Puerto Vallarta. For those of you that are here in town, feel free to share your comments. And oh, I have to show this to you. Here is my shameless plug. If you remember, on a recent episode of The Spotlight, we featured Memo Lira, who runs the website Vallarta 101 and does all kinds of amazing tours around the city. Some are historical in nature, others are food-related tours. And he's come up with this silent disco walk, which seems to be a very popular thing in other cities around the world. And when he described it, I knew that I wanted to do it at some point. But then I went and saw this fabulous video that they posted. And I tell you, before they stop doing this for the season, we have to do this, guys. Coffee and Headlines has to go and do the silent disco walk. And we have to go as a group. Check it out. I mean, how fun is that? Yeah. So, yes, you have me all figured out. The idea of walking around Puerto Vallarta high as a kite with headphones on and accessories and dancing to disco music with like minded individuals is definitely something I want to do. So, do let me know if anybody would like to do this together, because I think it would be a stitch to do so. They're going to be doing this until the end of May. When it starts to get so warm, you just don't want to be disco dancing anywhere. Um, and of course, it sounds like a lot of fun. So if anybody wants to join me, let's come up with a common date and let's go do the silent disco walk together. And before I relinquish for your comments, I want to let you know that today is the spotlight, and today we are very happy to feature Sandy McDonald, who is the founder of Teatro Sin Borders, a local community theater group, and she's going to tell us not only about her challenges of building a community theater company in Puerto Vallarta in 2024, but she's going to tell us about her current production, or the current production that they've put together called Leading Ladies. This will be at 4 o'clock this afternoon. It'll be an interesting story to hear. And when she filled out the form to join or to enter the spotlight, she indicated that she'll have some giveaways for us. So if you're around, tell your friends. 4 o'clock, we'll get to learn more about Teatro Sin Borders and their current production, Leading Ladies. And maybe if you're in Puerto Vallarta, you can be lucky and win something. We don't know what she's going to give us, but we know that there will be some giveaways. And now, let us see what you are thinking. And I see lots of good mornings, and I appreciate that. And yes, you are being totally goofy this morning, Luisa. I will share that powerful link you shared with me in the show notes, and I hope that everybody else finds it as amusing as I did. Let's see. Many good mornings. Charles says, preparing my move to Puerto Vallarta for this summer. Scheduled my visa appointment at the Mexican consulate for next month. See you all soon. Charles, as you know, if you have any questions, doubts, concerns, ideas, things you want to run by the cluster as far as living in Puerto Vallarta full time, you know we are here for you, and we wish you much success with your transition. Let's see. Sherry asks, do we need to contact anyone for the Disco Walk giveaway from last week, even though we will not be in town until next winter vacation? Well, Sherry, I would suggest you contact Memo, because the giveaway came from Memo Lira in Vallarta 101. We will post the website in the show notes today. So what you may want to do is simply send Memo Lira a note and tell him, hey, it's me, I won this, but I won't be in town until whenever, and it will be up to you and him to coordinate that. Memo is the one that will take care of the rest of this, not so much coffee and headlines. So there you have it. Let's see. Something went wrong. Oh, stop it. Shut up. See, every time I say Sherry's name, my Apple devices think I am saying the SIRI word, and I don't mean to invoke Siri in the conversation. Let's see. Logan says, Buenos dias from the Isles of Cosco Fluvial Vallarta, where the local citizens and visitors alike all are behaving themselves so far. Well, we still have a few days to go between now and April 30th, which, as you know, is Children's Day in Mexico. So we'll see how everybody is behaving then. Let's see. Dun dun dun. Let's see. Snarky is way off today, barely a cloud in the sky. Oh, that's good to know, Albert. This is good to know. Let's see what else. Thank you for the comments on my shawl. I just love crocheting. Mark says, Linda wants me to tell you that you can donate the shawls to Benu Project for Women with Breast Cancer. Linda will email you more information. Yes, that would be lovely. And particularly, I would very much appreciate it if Linda would answer the question, why Benu Project and not other charitable projects in the city? Why is Benu Project special? For that matter, maybe Linda can join us at one of the episodes of the Spotlight so that she can tell us what's going on with that project. There you have it. That's what the Spotlight show is all about, for you to enter the spotlight with whatever interesting projects or events you are planning. Brian and Chris are heading back. This is so good. I look forward to seeing you maybe tomorrow. Hint, hint. Tomorrow we have a music appreciation presentation. I hope you had a great time in Canada, and it'll be great to see you because I've missed you. Da 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 da. Isn't that what Sherry won? Yes, Sherry won the disco walk, and we're gonna have to go back to watch Sherry and David, husband David, do the disco. But I don't want to wait until whenever they come back. I want to do it before the season is over because that looks over. That looks totally fun. That's over Pride weekend. I'd love to be part of it, so let's do it. I believe they're doing it until the end of May, which coincides with Gay Pride in Puerto Vallarta. So there you have it. Pum pum pum. Deb says, disco walking, yeah. Love it. Pum pum pum. Let's see what else. Ooh, Sheila is off to Mazatlan tomorrow for sightseeing and to see the solar eclipse. Sheila, find your way to the new aquarium if it's open. It's supposed to be stunning unless aquariums are not your thing. But as long as you're sightseeing, check it out and have fun taking a look at the solar eclipse, which is going to be this coming Monday. Albert chimes in about Memo. Memo is a great guy. Had a great time with him and Kevin on the Malecon sculpture tour yesterday. That is wonderful. Wonderful to hear. And Linda has feedback about Leading Ladies, the play that we're going to learn more about this afternoon. So Leading Ladies on Saturday. It's really funny. Sula Society is also doing the concession stand, adult beverages and snacks. A really, really fun evening. Thank you very much for that feedback. And that feedback brings us to the end of what we have prepared for you. I hope you found yourselves entertained today. And I thank you, as always, for being a part of our community and for your contributions to Coffee and Headlines. Every coffee, every membership makes a big difference, and we are grateful for that. Now, it's time to get on with the day, and it's time to get ready for the Spotlight this afternoon. Well, not quite yet, but we're going to do some test runs and make sure that everything is in order. So between now and this afternoon, have a great day. And if I don't see you this afternoon, hopefully we'll get together again tomorrow morning. Take care.